Hello, it's John from Ohio Junction. Welcome back. This is part 3 of my summer project. This is how far I've got on the portable layout. I've more track pinned and I've done some changes since the last video. And I'd like to apologise, it's been a while since I posted one. The change is here. I've got now a crossover point because before this point was over here and needs to drop down for the cattle dock, and this point was over here and that dropped down for the engine shed. But one of my subscribers, Paddy, suggested that I swap, so swapping these points around, have a crossover, and he said that will work quite nicely and just have a bit of variation to the layout. And I thought about it, I thought actually that is a good idea. So thanks Paddy, I appreciate your suggestion, and as you can see, I've carried it out. And since then I've also changed the wiring on the points as well. I've bridged these Electrofrogs, so I've bridged the two rails here so you don't have any problems with power feeds, and obviously, as they suggested, isolating joiners in there on the frog bit. So that's all done. This one here, I haven't put the track in here. This will be going to the goods shed. This area here is the coal staves, and here I'm going to have a little head shunt here, what has been suggested as well by another subscriber. So they've got a nice head shunt be there for the goods shed and the coal staves. Here as well as another little head shunt will finish here, and that could be just for the wagons from the cattle dock, or it can just be a shunting engine sitting here, or just some wagons sitting there ready to be loaded before going on their travels. This track here I'm going to change. I'm going to put a inspection pit in here. I pinned the track down, and later on I thought about it. I thought, well, really just want a little inspection pit where you can drop the fire into before it goes into the engine shed. So this will be lifted again and put in an inspection pit for in front of the engine shed. It'll just be a single road engine shed, and there's be a stabling, a small engine for shunting duties and things like that. So a little J94 or a little 3MT tank or a little Great Western tank will be stabled in here. Also, I swapped the points over here because originally I had it going from the right, but once again kindly pointed out to me by Paddy that obviously if I swap it around, have it on this side, this way, that will give me more length on the platform for the coaching stock. And I measured from here to here, and I can get a nice standard 4 tank engine in there. I can get even a little 3F foul of a tender, or even a smallish loco, even a Black 5 can just clear this point. So that's, if I wanted to run a bigger engine, I can. It's all been wired, there's all drop bars all on the track, all the live feeds are all there ready to go. The point motors holes are cut. Like I mentioned, it's going to be Cobalt slow motion point motors in here, so it'll be a nice decent point movement as well. And because I ain't got many points on the layout, that would be ideal to buy them for this, because obviously on my layout in the loft that would just cost me a fortune to purchase their motors. So always for this one it's not so bad, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points on this layout, and the ones will be in the fiddle yard will be this line here, what will go onto the next board, and then the fiddle yard that will be just normal surface mount Pico point motors. The next board I haven't started on that yet. Like I said, this is just the head shunt here, another head shunt there. This will be the line out, and then that will just curve away, then swing back in, and then go off to the fiddle yard. So that's how far I've got on this layout. It's had a bit of an issue here. That's just due to the heat in the garage, because this board's been in the garage and it's just popped out the chairs. But I've got plenty of this streamlined track, so I'm just going to replace that and bin that piece of track. So there's no problem there. So it's making slow progress. I haven't done too much on it recently because my mind's been distracted by other things. What you'll see now. So here we are. This is my current situation at my home property, with the extension to the back of the property, what I've mentioned in the previous videos. It's come on nicely. The work only started 5 weeks ago, and the man Stu works for himself and is making great progress on the extension. And here we are. This is the extension. So there's the Velux where my little ventilation window is. I like to put one round here because just there is my workstation area where I do my speaker fitting and painting and kit making. So I like to have a window there, so ventilation and a bit of natural light. So we'll see if we can afford to do that. Money doesn't grow on trees, and we've got a budget to work to, so we'll have to wait and see. But if we've got some spare cash, that's what I would like to do. But this is the new roof area of the extension. Let's have a look at what the loft space will be like. Here is the loft area of the new extension. As you can see, it's a very shallow pitch. To be exact, it's 28.5 angle on this. We only had up to 30% or 30% 30-degree angle of the building regs and planning. So that's nearly, you wouldn't gain that much, probably an inch or so and more lift, but nothing worth worrying about. So my plans of having a harbour scene on this end and a fiddle yard on this end, I would say 90%, no, 95% ain't going to happen, because obviously space, height, and till we open up that far end to see what we've got, I think it's going to be just too complicated. I suppose you could have a fiddle yard and just have a helix at that far end to bring it up onto the layout, but I just want about crawling through. Not much head height, as you can see. The time you put boards on, you have to crawl on your hands and knees. So it's all right when you're young, but when you're 20 years down the line, I don't think I fancy coming down here crawling about. So so we'll have to wait and see, till that's opened up. But I can use this area for storage. The boxes I've got in the main loft area can be brought in here, so that does free access to the layout and the boards in the main loft. If I need to work on point motors or wiring or replacing dropper wires or doing any bits of maintenance, I can have access boards without trying to reshuffle the boxes around. I can just put them all in here, and it gives me clear floor space in the other loft, what could be a blessing. So that's where we are at the moment. So I'll be concentrating on the portable layout. I will get the next board track pinned down, and that'd be more easier because there's no points involved. So I'll just be getting the curve and swinging the track round onto the fiddle yard, where that'd be just service amount points anyway, so nice and easy. So so I'll be cracking on that. Hopefully I can run some trains on it by the end of summer or the early autumn. That'd be nice. But I'm not going to rush it, so we'll just see how it goes along anyway. But as I always say, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit the like button. And as I always say, stay safe, keep well, and most importantly, keep modelling. Take care, everybody.